Hey, welcome back. Today is going to be part one of my Black Friday haul. Part two is going to be my Rogue Lacquer and a D-stash haul that I did. Rogue Lacquer has the worst shipping I've ever seen of any nail polish brand. Every time I order from Rogue Lacquer, which isn't that often, but when I do, I always forget how bad they are at shipping. It's already been, several weeks since Thanksgiving, and my order hasn't even arrived. It's been in pre-shipment for 5 days now, and there's still no delivery date. So I decided just to hold off and do that separate. And then the D-stash haul that I did, a majority of them are Rogue. So I thought it would be more fitting just to put that with the Rogue haul. So that's gonna be part two. All right, so this year for Black Friday, I actually was shaping up to do very well. I wasn't really going to buy much of anything, and then somehow I got derailed and I ended up going a little crazy and bought way too much. So initially I bought, at the beginning of November, I bought my first ever purchase to Mooncat. They had a 20% off sale, and I ended up doing a separate haul video on that because it technically wasn't Black Friday, it was the beginning of November. And then I also, at the beginning of November, bought some Fancy Gloss because she had a restock on all of her polishes. It wasn't a sale, and again, it was at the beginning of November, so that didn't really count as Black Friday because it was not during Black Friday. So then my initial plans were to check out Glam Polish, which I ended up not wanting anything, check out Ion P, which I had a tentative cart made, and then I was planning to get some eyeshadow palettes from Natasha Denona, and that was really all I was planning to get. I wasn't really intrigued by anything. I wasn't really interested in Polish for Days. I wasn't interested in KB Shimmer. There really just wasn't anything that screamed at me that I wanted to buy. So I was shaping up to do very well. And then someone in this nail polish group that I'm in pointed out that Zoya was having their 70% off sale for Black Friday, which they normally have in December. And the only time I ever buy from Zoya is when they have a 70% off sale. Usually once a year. A lot of times I'll go every other year, and I don't even buy from them every year anymore. So when I saw that they had their 70% off sale, I decided that I was going to purchase because I had a bunch in my wish list that I wanted to get. I ended up getting 10, and that kind of just snowballed. I wasn't really feeling like shopping or spending any money, and then after buying the Zoyas, it kind of my brain was like, oh, okay, I'm shopping now, and now I'm kind of in the shopping mode. So then I ended up buying a bunch of other stuff. So let me go ahead and start with the Zoya, since that's kind of what kicked off my shopping spree that I had no intentions of doing. First one I got is Zoya's Wyatt. This one is so beautiful. I love this type of green. It's just absolutely amazing. I really love these kind of rich Kelly forest, Kelly and darker. I really love those types of greens. Really, really beautiful. And this had a really lovely formula. Okay, then I got Ryder. Yes, Ryder. And this one's interesting. It's kind of like a rosy brown almost. Really pretty and unique. I don't quite have anything like this. Almost like a rosy chocolate. Okay, then I got Silva. Yes, Silva. This one had, first of all, the color is gorgeous, but this one had a strange formula. I had to do 3 coats on several fingers. It wasn't that it was jelly, it's just it had a very thin formula, and I had bald patches on several fingers, so I had to do 3 coats on this, which is not typical of Zoya's creams. Their creams are usually really nice 2-coaters, and they're perfect. This one just wasn't the best formula. So it could be that next time when I actually wear this and not just, swatch it, I'll have to be a little more careful with my application, or possibly do a topper, which, if you know me, odds are I'm going to be doing a topper anyways. But really, really beautiful, and I love this color. It's kind of like a slate blue almost, but maybe just like a touch of, would you say a touch of green? When you look at the swatch, let me know. Would you say this is kind of like a slate with a touch of green? How would you describe this? Really, really beautiful is how I would describe it. Okay, then I got Tyrion, And this one is kind of like a smoky gray with maybe a drop of purple. Really pretty. And this one had a nice formula. Okay, then I got, I think it's called Adele. Yes, Adele. So I got this one off of a recommendation of a few of you guys. I was talking earlier this year, it might have been over the summer or it might have been even earlier than that, how I was using Zoya's Lucy, I believe it's called, which is a very sheer white jelly, and I was using it for jelly sandwiches. And I was saying how I wish I had another white jelly that was just a little bit more opaque, because that one's just a little bit too sheer and it never quite gets that squishy jelly look, like that jelly sandwich look. And a couple of you recommend Adele. Now I will say I was not impressed with this formula. I had to do 4 coats, not just to get it opaque, which I understand it's a jelly, it's not supposed to be opaque, but I had to do 4 coats simply because it was very streaky and it didn't level. So I had to do 4 coats just to get it smooth looking, which after 4 coats, it did make it pretty opaque, which kind of defeats the purpose of a jelly. Although like a squishy, opaque jelly, I like that too, but my purpose for wanting this was to do jelly sandwiches kind of a more on the sheer side, but still more opaque than Lucy. But yeah, the formula on this was not great. Still streaky. I don't know if when I actually wear this in a jelly sandwich, maybe the glitter in between layers will make it level out more. I'm not sure. I'll have to play around with this. But just from swatching, I was not impressed with this. But again, I'll have to actually try it in a mani. Okay, then I got Constance. And this is really pretty. This one's kind of like a maybe like a dusty plum. I don't know, it's not quite plum, but it's not quite eggplant either. It's just kind of in between maybe, but really pretty. And this one had a nice formula. Okay, then I finally got Pepper. This has been on my wish list for several years. I just never got it. This is a really pretty, almost like a brick marsala-ish red. Really beautiful. This did not have a great formula though, you guys. This was streaky and had like a couple bald patches after 2 coats. So I had to do 3 coats on this. Really beautiful, but the formula was not the best, which I'm kind of confused by because I've seen a lot of people talk about this and I believe they've all said that it had a nice formula. So again, I'll have to play around with this one. Okay, then I finally got Serafina. This has been on my wish list for a long time. And then I never ended up getting it because I thought it was going to be too frosty. But then I saw, Krista and I were talking about it. I don't remember if I saw this when I was actually there or if she was just showing me her swatches of it. And she said I needed it. So I ended up getting it and it's really, really beautiful. One thin coat gives it a really pretty kind of like silvery sparkle, and I'm thinking I could use undies with 1 coat of this and it would be pretty, like over a gray. I wouldn't do like a completely clashing color. But it also built up really nicely. Did I do 2? I might have done 2 coats, but it might have been 3. I can't quite remember. But either way, it's buildable, and whether you do 1 coat or you build it up, it's really pretty, really sparkly. And it's a little more on the frosty side, but honestly, I really liked it. And it's something different. It's a silver, but it's not like a metallic silver, which I don't like. I have Zoya's Trixie, which is the silver one, and Ziv is the gold one, I believe. And I haven't worn Trixie yet because I just don't love metallics, but it's really the only silver that I really have. So this is going to be an alternative. I can see myself using this as a topper, but also using toppers over this. They're really pretty. Or maybe like build this up and then do some kind of like snowy stamping on top would be pretty, like a wintry stamping on top. Okay, then I got Missy. This one has also been on my wish list for a while. This one's really pretty. This one is kind of like a, how would you describe this? It's almost like a creamy bone with just a little bit of murky green in it. Oh, somebody's about to ring the doorbell. Have the package delivered. Really, really pretty. Like a dusty, murky, Prugly green, which you guys know I love these, and this one is just absolutely beautiful. For those of you that are curious, this is not similar to Ireland. I will do like a comparison swatch of them. It's not at all similar to Ireland, but really, really beautiful, and I'm glad I finally got this. They didn't ring the doorbell, by the way, they just dropped the package off. Okay, and then the last one I got is Sparkle Gloss. And this one is really pretty. It's just a sparkle top coat, kind of like a frosty sparkle. I'm not exactly sure how I'll wear this, but I will experiment. And I will definitely be wearing it because I love toppers. All right, then after Zoya, I ended up purchasing the ILMP, the cart that I had made. I think I got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 9. Most of them, well, no, I guess like half and half. Half toppers and half opaques. Okay, so the first one I got is Wonderland. Beautiful, look at that. They have some really nice ethereal flaky toppers. And that one's really pretty. Okay, then I got Lovebird. Look how pretty that is. Sorry if you can hear Stella in the background crying. I did have her in the office with Biscotti, but they would not stop with their rough house playing, and it was just driving me nuts. And now she's crying. Okay, then I got Looking Glass. Really pretty, look at that. Oh, I wonder if this was from the same collection, because this one is called Wonderland and then this one is called Looking Glass. So I wonder if this was some kind of like Wonderland collection. Look at that, really pretty. Okay. Then I ended up getting this one because of Robin on Instagram. This one is Love Triangle. At first, I asked her if it was basically just a combination of, what are they called? Compass, which is their kind of like coppery topper, and then Empress, which is their rose gold topper. And I thought it looked kind of like just a combination of the two. And then she said no, that there's actually a third color in here, which I'm actually having a hard time seeing what the third color is. I think she said it was supposed to be like platinum, but honestly, just looking at it through the bottle, I can't quite tell what the third color is supposed to be, because it's called Love Triangle, so there's supposed to be 3 different colors. Maybe it's more like a darkened gold. I'm not quite sure. Either way, the swatches is very pretty, and I will get some use out of this. Okay. Then I got, I think this is the last topper, Ferris wheel. This one has been on my wish list for quite a while. How many more green flaky toppers do I need though? I have KB Shimmer's part of like a guac star, and then I have another green one. I'm drawing a blank on who it's from. But this one actually is different. It's beautiful. Look at that. It's got that kind of rainbow. That rainbow mixing with the green. Really, really pretty. I'll have to compare it to Party Like a Guac Star. I'm pretty certain just looking at it that they are different, but I'll do a little comparison. Hopefully they're different enough. Really pretty. Okay, and then the last 4 are opaque polishes. First one I got is Fairy Dust. This is beautiful. This is so, so pretty. It's very ethereal. It does build up opaque. So pretty. I feel like one sheer coat of this over a base color would be nice, but honestly, built up on its own is so gorgeous that that's probably how I'll wear it, because it's so pretty. And it did get really, surprisingly, it got pretty opaque for me. I don't remember how many coats I had to do, but it was beautiful and it built up nicely. Okay, then I got Comet. This is so pretty. Look at this, you guys. This is like a beautiful navy base. And then it's got that gorgeous shift. The red, the gold, that kind of like green. You see that green right there? This is so pretty. And then it's got little tiny holographic flakes, it looks like. Really pretty. Okay, then I got Shape Shifter. Look how pretty that is. I'm not sure. I feel like when I first pulled this out, I feel like I was thinking it was going to be brown, but then when I pulled it out, it's actually kind of like a, it's hard to describe. It's almost like a reddish base, and then it's got those beautiful kind of like rosy metallic flakes. It's really pretty. Really beautiful. Okay, and then the last Island P is Forest Drive. And this actually looks very similar to what I'm wearing on my nails. By the way, what I'm wearing is a combination of one coat of China Glaze Holiday and one coat of Winter Holly. And then a glitter smoothing top coat and then a top coat. But actually this looks very similar to what I'm wearing. That's funny. Really pretty, really nice formula. Okay, then I made a small purchase to Orly. There's two glitter toppers that I've been wanting from them that I've been eyeing. One of them, the Christmas one, has always been sold out when I've looked. And then I think my friend Lisa is the one, I think, yeah, because I know we both ordered from Orly, but I think she alerted me to a sale that they're having and that she picked up the topper. And then I was like, okay, I went on there and they had a trio, and the trio had the two toppers that I'd been interested in, you know, eyeing up, and then it had a third one, and it was cheaper to buy the trio than it was to buy the two toppers separate. So I just got the trio. First one, and Lisa and I already wore this together. This one is Deck the Halls. Beautiful. It's red and green. Are they hexes? Yeah, red and green hexes, and it's got little tiny gold sparkle, and this was so pretty. I love Orly's toppers. Their formulas on their, I have a bunch of them where it's little hexes. It's like a mix of color of hexes, and then it has little tiny sparkles. This one happens to be gold sparkles. Some of them are just little silver sparkles, and they're so beautiful. I love them, and so I got this one. And then this one that I've been eyeing, this one is Turn It Down. And this one is the same type of formula. It's got it's got black and gray hexes. And then it's got, instead of little sparkles, it has little matte white glitters. So it's the same kind of size as the ones that have the sparkles, but they're matte white. And this is so interesting. It's not just your black and white topper because it's got that gray in it, which I really like. Really interesting, and I'm excited to wear this. Probably over, this would actually be beautiful for next October for Halloween month. I think this would look really interesting over kind of like a murky bone color. I thought that'd be really cool. And then the last one that I got, basically not free, but you know, it just came with the trio, and it was kind of a dud. This is so ugly, you guys. This is mauve something. Shimmering mauve, and this is hideous. I know for sure I'll be decluttering this. This is just so ugly. I hate it, you guys. I hate it. If any of you actually like this, let me know because it's horrible. Okay, and then two more brands. I ended up purchasing Night Owl Lacquer, which I love Night Owl Lacquer. They used to be one of my favorite brands. Like when I first discovered them, I went ham, and they were, you know, a hardcore favorite for a couple years. And then kind of in the last 2-ish years, I just kind of slowly started getting into different brands, and Night Owl Lacquer kind of took a back seat. On and off with PPU a lot of times over the last 3-ish years. I haven't been as excited for any of their polishes as I used to be, but I decided to go take a look, and there's actually several on there that I was really interested in, so I decided to take advantage of their sale. Two of them are creams, which their creams are never part of their sale. I'm always very sad about that because there's like probably at least 10 creams that I would buy, but they're not included in the sale. Although to be fair, their creams are very nicely priced. I believe they're like $8, 8 something, which for an indie brand for a cream, I feel like that's pretty decent. A lot of indie brands charge like $11 for a cream, which to me, I would never pay that. Anyway, so I got 2 creams, and then I got 5 other polishes. Okay, the first one I got is Gone Squatchin', and this is a really beautiful brown. I can't remember how the formula on this was. I feel like it had a good formula and built up nicely, but I don't quite remember. this is a really nice brown. I've accumulated a lot of browns since maybe like November-ish of last year. I started when knew I was going on a low buy this year. I was just starting to get into browns. And so I went out and I bought a bunch of different browns. And since then I've accumulated quite a bit of browns. And I feel like this one is pretty unique. Every time I get a new brown, I feel like it's pretty unique to me. Okay, then I got Mischief, and this is gorgeous. This is a very, very darkened teal. Even darker than Ski Teal We Drop by OPI. This one I feel like is even darker than that. It's like a very blackened teal, very beautiful. And this had a nice formula from what I remember. Okay, then I got We're All Lights. And this is a very sparkly silver with little tiny rainbow flakes. This one is more opaque, so I wouldn't really wear this as a topper. I would wear this, I believe this got opaque in 2 thin coats. So 2 coats of this, and it was a beautiful silvery, like wonderland. This would be really pretty in the winter. So maybe I'll try to pull this in for my, my winter rack. Okay, this one is so pretty. I got all different colors and all different types, and this one is a topper. Very pretty. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Then this one I've been eyeing for a couple years. I just never got it, and I decided to finally get it. This is Fun with Foliage. This is beautiful. It's kind of like a rustic gold, and then it's got those gorgeous like rusty orange red shifting flakes. So pretty. Perfect for fall. This would look beautiful over the Gone Squatchin'. Actually, this would look stunning over this one too, the Mischief. Oh, that would be gorgeous. I'm not quite, well, this could be winter, right? This doesn't have to be fall. This is probably more of a winter polish, and this is more of a fall polish, but you know, who really cares? It's a topper, so toppers can be worn whenever you feel like it, I believe. Okay, then I got Twinkling Lights. This is so pretty and so sparkly. Beautiful. Can't wait to wear this one. I'm going to try to get to it for a Christmas mani. Okay, and then the last one is Crisp Air. And this one's been on my wish list for a while. The reason I haven't gotten it is because I have that one polish by KB Shimmer. Oh, I forget what it's called. I feel like olive might be in the name, but I can't quite remember, but it's that olivey green, and then it's got that reddish shift. This one, I feel like is, from what I recall of the swatch, I haven't worn it yet, but just from when I did the swatch, I believe this is quite different from the KB Shimmer. The shift is different. The KB Shimmer has more of like a subtle red sparkle throughout it, and then this one is more of like an intense shifting shimmer. I will include a comparison swatch. Look at that, very pretty. I'm glad that I finally got it. All right, the last polish that I'm sharing in this haul is, actually I'm really excited about this one. This is Nailed It Peppermint Bark. So this one, I've not been purchasing Nailed It for too long. Maybe like 2 years ago was the first time I purchased from them. And this polish, I believe, was before I really knew who they were, or that I was, they were on my radar. And when I saw this polish, after it was already gone, because, of limited edition polishes, this was already gone, and I was just wanting this polish so bad, and it was never on their website. It was never listed, so it was, a limited edition polish that they had taken off their website. And I guess they decided to bring it back for Black Friday, and I went on there on a whim. I had no intentions, they were not on my radar at all. I had no intentions of even looking. And then for some reason, when I was kind of like, oh, what should I, when I was going on the buying binge, I was like, oh, who should I look at next? And I was like, oh, I haven't Nailed It in a long time. And I went on there and I saw this polish, and I was so excited. And I snatched it up. Beautiful. With shipping, this ended up being like an $18 polish, but I don't even care. I'm so glad to finally have this. I haven't swatched this one yet, but I did swatch on my nail wheel, and on the nail wheel, the formula was amazing. But this is just so beautiful. Can you see that shimmer? That's so pretty. So excited. All right, you guys, this is part 1 of my Black Friday haul. Keep an eye out for part 2. I have no idea when that's going to come because, you know, my rogues haven't even arrived yet, and I may not even end up having swatches of my second part because I do have family that's coming in about 4 days, and once my family's here, I'm not going to be taking time away to be swatching polishes. I do have swatches of everything that I got in my D stash, so you'll at least see swatches of that. But anyways, if you have any comments, leave them down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.